Welcome to another edition of Vantage Point. I am your host, MC Sonrize Music, as always. I want to start off the show by sending a special congratulations to our previous guests from the Glitty Gang, Frederick Hallelujah and Tiffany. Shout out to you guys on your wedding. Peace and blessings. Hope the best for you guys. And y'all didn't tell me on the show. I'm a little disappointed about that, but we're going to talk about that later. Anyways, as always, if you guys aren't subscribed to the show, make sure you subscribe right now. Right now, subscribe. If you already subscribed, make sure you send that out to somebody else. Tell your friends, tell your mom and them, get them subscribed to the show. And if you guys want to support even more, Cash App is on the bottom. Seed into the ministry. I desperately appreciate it. That would be great. And let's get into the audio today. All right.
I never wanna be fake, wanna be real in my face, wanna be real behind closed doors, wanna be real on the stage. See the concern on my face, people are burning the flames, God will consume all his enemies, no one escaping the penalty. Used to be thick as a Pharisee, off in the Hennessy, messing with Stephanie, show up to church and confess and be done with it, never no punishment, loving the recipe. Bro, I was dead in my sin, you ain't had nothing to say to me, let me just do what I do, leave me alone and just pray for me. Love my sin and living without no limits, wickedness indiscriminate, prison of my volition till someone witness, Holy Spirit convicted, born again, y'all I'm risen, sanctified and forgiven, but I got a feeling that some of y'all listening don't even know the condition you in. What if I told you that God up in heaven can send you to hell and forgive you with sins? You believe me though? God came down to redeem his own, broke the chains, now free to go, tell the world what they need to know, need to know, need to know, need to know, tell the world.
Yo, everyday struggle, I fight through the misconceptions and the twisted reality. Demons I'm battling, men are dismantling, I cannot become a casualty. Every day the battle changes, he's smarter than we give him credit. He knows our weakest points, attacking the spirit embedded. 1 Peter 5:8-9, you cannot control sound mind, stand firm in your faith. The rest is on his time, follow the design. Don't let them blind you to the truth. Don't let the world influence you. This is all from my point of view. All of the things that I've been passing wisdom through the grapevine. I'm about to eat like it's break time. Break from reality half time, but there's always in the meantime. Battle with incubus and succubus. I send them haters into the abyss, but they keep coming trying to take my bliss. I hit them like the word is iron fist. I won't say that it's easy, but I will say that it's worth it. I won't say that I'm perfect. It's more than you see on the surface. I'm trying to change for the better and do right by him. I'm prepared to fight until the lights go dim. Battle within.
Need to know, yo. Hey. Y'all need to know, wear the mask, you still exposed. We all sick, it ain't even COVID. Only one that can heal the broken. Wrath to God, made atonement, took the cross, he ain't no sin. We all fall short, dead and hopeless. We ain't know him, still he chose us. Yeah. Still he chose us. Man, I don't even know how to end this. Alright, check it out. Look. One time for your mind like that, rewind that track. I'ma rap till my loss collapse, the impact. I'm endeavoring to make it something to make you never wanna wait. I'ma tell them about the faith, how we made in his image, what we offended them, giving over to somebody promised a new beginning. A new life where you wanna get it repentant. Everybody want heaven, but who get there with the reckoning? Question is, do you really know what heaven is? Do you really want God or just blessings, kid? Ask yourself, are you even in the faith? Maybe everything you're living is a fake. Maybe everything you're living is a waste. And imaginary high never really had a taste. When you think about your life, has there really been a change? Can you say to live is Christ and to die is really gain? But I ain't about to judge. I ain't got faith moving mountains, cuz I need grace like the worst sinner, but redeemed from the curse. I'm a worshiper. That's the reason why I'm getting involved. Leading everybody to the foot of the cross. Ain't nobody get to heaven like a demon, just believe in a God. I need Jesus. See you when I see you. I'm gone.
That was the audio of the day. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. And as always, enjoy the show. Peace.
Sonrize, music. touch it. Give me just one chance. Touch it. To change your universe.
No need for shame, cause you gave your life for me and changed my name. I'm not the same. All things working together for my good. You said they would, now I'm changed. Because your grace and mercy following me here and now. Grace and mercy follow me. Everywhere I turn, I see your grace on me. Grace and mercy follows me. Everywhere I turn, I see your grace on me. New life in you. I can start all over again. No longer slave, you call me friend. Moving ahead, make straight the way. My past has been erased. Because your grace and mercy following me here and now. Grace and mercy follow me. Everywhere I turn, I see the grace on me. Grace and mercy follow me. Everywhere I turn, I see your grace on me. Now I can see it's because of your mercy I am complete, and because you're long suffering, your grace will never run out on me. On me, on me. Because your grace and mercy follow me. Everywhere I turn, I see your grace on me. Grace and mercy follow me. Everywhere I turn, I see your grace on me. New life.
Welcome to another edition of Vantage Point. I am your host, MC Sonrize Music, and I got my special guest today, Kennis Clark. How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I am blessed and highly favored, my brother. How about you?
I can't complain, man. I can't complain. So check it
Sure.
out. You basically you bet on yourself. You took a leap of faith. You packed up everything, drove to NY from NY to Cali. Can
Mhm.
you explain to the viewers how that story came about? Like everything behind that story?
Oh man, well, I'll say that the first thing I'll say is that your boy wasn't saved, sanctified when that happened. You know what I'm saying? It was I've always done music, and in New York, I got with a group, and a couple of us brothers got together. One of the members actually lived in California, and we were doing the boy band group thing. Just three of us. Smooth talking, smooth singing, smooth dancing. We got an opportunity to work with some of the top producers in Los Angeles. And at that point, I had ex-girlfriend at the time, I had a job at the time. I was really looking for a reason to leave my environment, because where I'm from, it just behooves you to leave at a certain age. It's one of those things where you might want to see the world, or you can get, I don't want to say like this, or you can get stuck. You can get stuck in kind of that 1 mile radius of a town. It was really important to hop on whatever opportunity I had to leave and to see what was out there. So when this opportunity came, I dropped everything, and I knew that, well, I didn't know what was there for me, but I knew that I just needed to leave. And I packed up my car, man, had a couple of friends with me, and I drove across the country. But in that process, the group dismembered. So everything that I was driving to actually got snatched. And that was God just closing the door on that one. But yeah, man, so it was interesting still driving and going for something that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
Then when I got to California, because the other two members left before me, and I said, I'll meet you guys, via my car. I'll meet you guys. And some kind of way they got into a big thing, and it started to really, really show me that the group thing probably wasn't going to work. And then I met my other group member out here, the one that was still wanted to work, and I met him out in LA, actually. Sorry. And yeah, man, from there we kind of did a duo thing, and and then the next chapter happened. So but still wasn't doing Christian music. I was still very much R&B dude, just trying to pursue a career of music and trying to make it.
So what gave you that shift?
Well, it's a long story. So I'm trying to be concise, but still give you guys enough. So
I got a little time. We good.
A little time. So within a couple of weeks, well, I'll say this: before going to California, we did a show in NYC, and there was a buddy of ours who kind of put the show on. He heard wind that we were going to California, and he said, "Hey, when you get to California, I got a point of contact for you. Make sure you reach out to this particular manager." So when we got to California, not only were we weren't a group anymore, but finding a place was pretty tough. So we were just like living in hotels, because we had some money saved up, but that money was kind of dwindling. And he calls me. He's like, "Hey, man, did you reach out to the manager?" And I said, "Bro, there is no way we can take a meeting right now. We're not a group anymore. We're practically 2 weeks from being like officially homeless, right? And then we didn't have jobs at the time, so we just trying to figure it out just every day and driving around trying to find jobs or trying to find a place to stay." And there were a few nights that we actually slept in the car, because we just like, "Hey, man, we this motel's booked up, or either we're gonna buy this motel for the night, or either we're gonna have food for the rest of the week."
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure it out. He said, "Man, just make the call." So we made the call. The manager, she loved our music. She loved what we were doing at the time, so she wanted to work with us. So that was a blessing, because she also had an artist home where we can go and record and work on music. So that was the start of everything. Within a couple of months, we started to, make some noise and started to really make a name for ourselves as an upcoming duo in that area. However, man, groups, man, they don't always pan out the best. And, my member at the time, he had some things he was going through, and we got an opportunity to work with Sony. We had a production deal that was on the table to work with Sony. And then right before the deal, we kind of had a falling out, and there was a discrepancy within the group. And he actually left the group because, again, he had things going on, but he felt conflicted with, some of his morals and values. So he left the group to actually pursue Christian music. Now, at this time, I didn't understand Christian music in the place. I thought that Christian music was only gospel music.
Yeah.
I've heard about Christian hip hop, but I wasn't really into it. And when I would listen to it, I'm like, oh man, this is just corny. Yeah, it's just corny, trying to, and I really didn't respect it. And I just didn't understand the contemporary flow of Christian music. And I remember our manager, she knew that I came from a semi-Christian background. My mom, she talked about God a lot. She sowed seeds when we were younger, but at the same time, I wasn't a pastor's kid. I wasn't, she was that mother that let us find God on our own. She sowed the seed, and, so that was that. So it wasn't a heavy religious home, but it was like, hey, if I ever came to her with a problem, if, she made sure we knew about grace, we knew about, who God and Jesus were. We went to church when we were younger. And she would say, hey, you need to start praying about these situations. Yeah. So anyway, so our manager knew that, and she implied, hey, why don't you, just to save her, time, and to save all of our time, she says, hey, why don't you just, do Christian music with your group member? You guys can be a Christian duo. And I straight up said, no. I said, I'm not doing that. I straight up, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I didn't come out here to do that. I came out here to, make money and do whatever. So, the group member, he ended up getting out the contract, and I was solo. But yet I found myself praying. Like, hey, God, what's happening? You brought me this way. What's going on? I found myself praying. And it's so interesting because the messages that I was singing in the music just wasn't aligned with anything with who God was. Yeah. But yet I wanted God to bless me and to show favor on me. Interesting. Yeah. So then I was solo for a while. I went solo for like a year. In that journey, I met some awesome writers, awesome producers. I had a single that really started to grow again. Now, the name Kennis Clark was kind of moving around, Hollywood and in California and in Los Angeles. I had an opportunity from just kind of building and growing to, work with some really dope producers. Then a deal opportunity came, Universal. They wanted to sign and do paperwork. So we created this project for them. And one of our A&R friends, we, sent him to the label with the project, and they were just like, we want to work with them. We want to sign paperwork. Now, mind you, I'm just so excited because I'm like, finally, I got here. Finally, this kid from this small town in Long Island, New York, is about to make it in LA. Yeah. And I'm about to be one of those guys, right?
Yeah.
But when I would look at my personal life and just the things that I was doing, the things I was involved in, how I conducted myself, what my values and morals were, it was just dark. I'm talking, drugs to girls to, just doing whatever I needed to do to get by. And then also just like, just doing things and being a part of stuff that I'm just like, man, my mother would not be proud of this. And I don't think God will be proud of this either, So at that time, I kind of was, really assessing everything, and the deal actually fell through. We don't, to this day, we don't know really what happened. They kind of said, hey, we're going to go in another direction, just keep working, keep sending this stuff. And this was devastating for me because I'm like, man, like I thought that this was, my big break. I thought that, I was going to be able to provide for my family. Yeah. So a friend of mine who was another songwriter friend of mine, he played drums. And there was this one Sunday, he calls me and he's like, bro, I got to argue with my girl. I need to get to church, man. Can you take me down to church?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, cool, I'll take you to church. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I probably should go, like really attend the church. Plus, the homie, he needed a ride back home anyway. So
Yeah.
he wasn't trying to fool me. He wasn't fooling me. So I said, you know what, if I'm going to drop my friend off, I'm at least going to stay for the service.
Mm-hmm.
And when I stayed for the service, that's when the Holy Spirit wrecked me, man. It was like that word was just crafted for me and everything that was happening in my life at that time.
Yeah.
And I knew I needed to rededicate myself. Once I did that, then it was just a process of growing in the faith because, I'm very much, still in the clubs. I'm very much, still involved with certain types of musical entities. And it was a challenge to, go to church on Sunday, but then all throughout the week, I'm in the studio writing about certain stuff or singing about certain stuff. And you know what I mean? And I had to I had to kind of fall back and make a decision with what I was going to do. People started falling off, and the Christian music part didn't come into like maybe months later after I decided to rededicate my life to Christ. Because now it's like, okay, everything I came out here to do, I'm not really doing, but you know what, Lord, what do I do with what you've given me?
Yeah.
Because I've loved music my whole life. It's been a part of me and my upbringing. And I remember there was one day I was praying, and I just remember hearing God speak to me and was saying, you're going to do it for me. You're going to do the music the way I've called you to do it, but it's going to be to bring people to me. Yeah. And at that point, I had to really sit into that and say, okay, so I'm not going to do gospel, because I was always afraid to do gospel music because I'm like, man, I don't have a traditional gospel voice. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be doing all this vocal acrobatics that we have. It was very intimidating.
Yeah.
But even the brothers in the church who poured into me, they knew I did music, and that's when they started to say, hey, man, you should do Christian music. What if you just switched up the message? So at the end of it all, or really at the start of it all, I realized that my purpose and why God brought me all this way was to ultimately create music to reach a certain demographic of people, a certain listener, and for me to not try to be like anybody else, but to be myself while doing it, and to be true and honest and authentic to the walk that I was in. Yeah. I'm glad that deal didn't go through, because if that deal did go through, I wouldn't have had that moment. God would have reached me wherever I was. Yeah. I'm not going to say that, but I will say that I wouldn't have, had that one moment though to rededicate my life back to Christ.
It looks like he was positioning you that whole time though, through the whole process, even just starting from New York,
Yeah, interesting. Very, very, very interesting. It was just like he was just kind of, okay, I'm gonna set this up,
gradually put it in place.
Exactly, man. Like, and then each door that he closed, it wasn't that he closed it. I feel like it wasn't like he closed the door because I couldn't, do music, or I couldn't sing. It was more closing the door because, no, that's not where I want you to go with it.
Need you to go further down the hall, not this door.
Yeah,
a little bit further.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. So with that being said, good.
No. I'm good. Go
so with that being said, we're gonna get into a video real quick. We'll be right back with my man Kennis Club.
Hey.
You want it rap, I'ma get to you. You want it God, I'ma give him to you. You want it slap, I'ma get to you. Be too hard, couldn't get to you. We got the way, Tristan in the building, I'm paving the way. Carry your cross, he's saving the day. I got my flag and I wouldn't wave. I don't surrender cause I ain't no slave. Yeah. Count the cost and just count me out. Call me crazy cause I'm radical. Low key, I'm like low key. If you make me mad, I might take your spot. I don't do clout. You think you know me, can't figure it out. Protecting my crown in the north. Now I'm a queen in the south. Kingdoms come, but this world never take me. My God come for this world, he gon' take me. One, me no trust no man, no nobody. Sin tried to take me out, yeah, tried to take me out. Kingdoms come, but this world never take me. My God come for this world, he gon' take me. One, me no trust no man, no nobody. Sin tried try to take me out. Yeah, try to take me out. Y'all hush, we need to rap with some God in it. We don't care how many guys hit it. We don't care how many girls did it. We don't care how many guns you smoke. Don't you know you were the target? We don't care about the designer you wear. You probably better in Target. You want to deliver, I'm it. Girl gone wild for Snoop did it. Crazy for y'all, go Jamaican. Run on this track like Jamaican. Turn up the light, turn up for Christ, just like I did for Satan. We the new church, we don't need walls. Yeah, we know how to praise him. Yeah. Count the cost and just count me out. Call me crazy cause I'm radical. Low key, I'm like low key. If you make me mad, I might take your spot. I don't do clout. You think you know me, can't figure it out. Protecting my crown in the north. Now I'm a queen in the south. Kingdoms come, but this world never take me. My God come for this world, he gon' take me. One, me no trust no man, no nobody. Sin try to take me out, yeah, try to take me out. Kingdoms come, but this world never take me. My God come for this world, he gon' take me. One, me no trust no man, no nobody. Sin try to take me out, yeah, try to take me out.
Slanging the blood of Jesus. I'm in love with Jesus. He came to the block, changed my life. That's why I call him Redeemer. He my Savior. He mine. Everything. Slanging the blood of Jesus. I'm in love with Jesus. Came to the block, changed my life. That's why I call him Redeemer. He my Savior. He mine. Everything. Lit squad. Hop of the block with the truth, boy. Been real, no fluke, boy. X-Row, he know the truth, boy. Been changed since '06. God lit me up. Glow sticks, hand lifted up like a robbery. Got the greater one inside of me. Sin broke me down like a Swiss sweet. Had evil stuff inside of me. That blinders on, I couldn't see. Then I found out Jesus died for me. He went down to that crowd. Shed his blood for a sound. Don't matter if you're black or white. He'll answer you when you call. Hand lifted high, get my praise on. Stepping on the different head with my new days on, covered in the blood, no condemnation. No more guilt, no more shame, cause the blood breaks it. I believe every word that the Lord say, yeah. I'm a magnified blood, I'ma keep slanging.
Hey, this that lit squad music.
Slanging the blood of Jesus. I'm in love with Jesus. He came to the block, changed my life. That's why I call him Redeemer. He my Savior. He mine. Everything. Slanging the blood of Jesus. I'm in love with Jesus. Came to the block, changed my life. That's why I call him Redeemer. He my Savior. He mine. Everything.
On the cross, he was stressed out. Went to the tomb, but he came out. His blood spilled, left a stain spot. Sin gone like a busted tie. I was lost, couldn't see my way, but I met grace, took him face to face, and he erased my past, and he became my dad. I call him Savior. I'm redeemed and I'm favored. I'm blessed in the city. Me and Jesus, we neighbors. Keep food on the table. I plead the blood is paid for. I plead the blood is paid for. I plead the blood is paid for.
Plead the blood in my family. Plead the blood in my city. Everywhere we go, his blood go with me. I plead the blood in your family. I plead the blood in your city. Everywhere you go, his blood go with you.
Slanging the blood of Jesus. I'm in love with Jesus. He came to the block, changed my life. That's why I call him Redeemer. He my Savior. He mine. Everything. Slanging the blood of Jesus. I'm in love with Jesus. Came to the block, changed my life. That's why I call him Redeemer. He my Savior. He mine. Everything.
Back once again, my man Kennis Clark. So what are some of the biggest differences between secular and Christian music behind the scenes that you
Behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope I don't get in trouble for this one. What I found in terms of music business is the same. it's still music business, right? You still have politics, you still have favorites sometimes, you still have cliques, you still have, business that happens.
Yeah.
However, you do come across some individuals that really want to be clear about their purpose and, why they do the music, and they make sure it's very, very clear that this is to glorify God and to inspire people. So I'll say one upside of it that I've noticed is that, man, like you get a lot more people, wanting to be positive, and wanting to share God's message, and to make sure people can understand the message. So you get more of a positive notion and feel, because it is, Christian. So we are faith-based. We're talking about, having faith in God, or, that God is with you through your struggles and troubles, or how blessed you might be. And there are other topics that I feel Christians should talk about too, which, a part of being authentic. But yeah, man, unfortunately, the music business is music business. And that's something that I experienced. Yeah. I started to realize, okay, because I thought that, as I'm still doing Christian music, I decided to do it because I wanted to inspire people, and I wanted people to know about my story and my testimony, and I wanted to be authentic. So when I released my first project, AWOL, which I acronymed for Another Way of Living, the project didn't get a whole bunch of streams and downloads and all of that, but people were inspired by the message, and there's a song on there called Break Free off of that first project, man. And I've had people text me and call me, yo, I broke out into worship in that song. That song took me to the throne. Yeah. And I was just like, well, that's all God, God was God. He was in that project. But when you get down to the pursuit of like success, when you want it to scale, you want to get it out there, whether you work with the label or, team management, all of that, you do find that it's somewhat the same. Sometimes it's even a bit more difficult, because you got at least with the secular music, things are kind of straightforward. I knew that if I was going over here to this event, or I was, going to go to this meeting, I knew what it was. I knew like, hey, this is because you guys like my music, you like my look, I could dance, you like my sound, and you want to market me to all the girls, from 18 to 42, whatever that is, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But in Christian space, it's like, well, how can we market you? Are our, Caucasian listeners going to respond to you the way the Black listeners are? Is the Black church going to receive you? You know what I mean? Yeah. They have all these different denominations, right? So you have some people who, want to be, taken to the throne every song. And you got some people that they just want to listen to the beat and the hip hop, then you got generations. So you got like the older generation, you got like, us, we're a little older, you got the younger generation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many different things about it, because it's already a challenge in getting Christian music into certain spaces, which God has been doing amazing things, because I'm seeing Christian music all over the place now, but because it's a religious based art, right? So it's everybody in America isn't Christian. There's a high majority, but everyone isn't. So it's kind of, you're also kind of dealing with a little bit of the how can I say, like, am I trying to make music for you to listen to and enjoy and have faith? But then am I trying to make music to convert you? Yeah. Or like, am I trying to make music so that way it sounds good enough, so that way people can come to my show and I can sell out and make money? So there's been times that I've had to pray about, the reason I might be doing something, or like the last song I just released called Motive. Like, what's the motive behind, excuse me, what's the motive behind, me even wanting to go to this event or do this or do that and do this,
Yeah.
So it is a challenge, and I might be speaking for myself and maybe some other artists, but it's that challenge between being too ambitious, but then also being purposeful. It's like a thin line. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like and then I'm not knocking anybody who has had success with Christian music, right? Like I'm not knocking the bigger names and saying, hey, you guys only doing this because of, right?
Yeah.
But when you've been doing that for so long, and you're used to getting the bag, you're used to getting the opportunities, you're booked every summer for some of the biggest, hottest Christian music festivals, like is what it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, do you ever think about, or do you ever get caught up in like just the lifestyle of just being well known, being like a gospel star or Christian music star?
Yeah.
So it's an interesting flow, then sometimes you might think, because people do Christian music, that they have a spirituality about them, that they might they might be a certain way just because of the music that they create. And that's not always the case either. So it's like, you remember back in the day, like when you would get the opportunity, I think I forgot if there was a system for it, but where you might have your favorite artist and then you get a chance to get like backstage passes and you meet them, you know what I mean? And you're like, from the music, you're like, man, and then you meet them and they're just like, not there.
Don't meet your favorite artist.
Yeah, they're like rude, or like, and you're like, man, I thought that this was gonna be a different experience. And that's happened before. I've met people and I'm like, whoa, okay, this is different from how your music sounds, So I have to be mindful too when, I might meet people and people might talk to me, or I might go somewhere and I might be recognized and it's me, I always just try to just connect and be as genuine as possible with everyone, with what God's given me. And I think it's just, a challenge, man, because the enemy knows how to confuse people. Yeah. And I think if we're not protected in everything that we do, and we don't acknowledge God in everything that we do, and we kind of start thinking it's like a us show or it's a me show, then that's where things get a little sticky.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, but yeah, I hope I didn't put anybody out, but I'm just saying from my experiences.
Somebody might need to hear that. It's okay. It's okay. So, you just recently married. Wife Christelle.
Yes, sir.
She's a therapist, right?
No, she's not a therapist. She just got her doctorate in IO psychology. But yeah, right now she's pretty much working on. She has a couple of different projects right now. She has something called a creative corporate, where she's helping to align people to their purpose in their professional journey. And then she's also, looking and kind of building up her business right now to be able to supply some of the services with psychology to like workforce solutions. Okay. So like, in the workplace and things like that, psychology hasn't really been, how can I say, it's she's trying to break and mold into a new market.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, she's my therapist sometimes, though. She.
See, I got a wife that's a therapist too, so I understand.
Yeah.
So, y'all actually have a show, Christelle and Kennis.
Yeah. So,
how did that come about?
Oh man, so Christelle and Ken came about. So when we started dating, we were long distance. We did long distance for about a year. And then when I moved to Atlanta, as we were out and doing things, we started, we would take selfies, and, we would post the selfies on our page. So then there were some couple pages that liked our selfies and then started to kind of repost our selfies. And at that point, I kind of started to notice, man, people just like seeing our photos online for some reason. We would get so much engagement every time we posted a selfie together. And for me, I'm like, yo, we should make an Instagram page. We should do an Instagram page, and we'll just post selfies, and we'll just call it Christelle and Ken, and cool. We'll just document the relationship, right? Have a couples page, little cute stuff. But then as it started to grow, we started to, get some like brand, I don't want to say brand endorsement, but like brand collaboration opportunities and things like that. So we was like, hey, this is pretty cool. We should kind of build this up a little bit. It was Christelle's idea to do like a Christelle and Ken show, where we kind of just like a docuseries, quote unquote. We take our camera, we kind of just film a couple of things and put it together. So Christelle has a background in film and videography, right?
Okay.
And in college, it's funny because in college she worked with a team that they kind of did a couple of different productions. And one of the friends that I met in California who ended up shooting a couple of my music videos, I met her through him, like online. We happened to film like a short movie in California, and I was in it. And then she, I think, was a part of the production too. And then there was a post or something made, but to this day, we don't know who followed who, but we knew it was through the friend, my friend, Prince Dominic. So, but, fast forward, we just said, hey, let's just do this show. So she helped shoot the show. She put together the confessionals. She edited the shows. So right now we're actually in like pre-production of our third season, where we're really like going to work with a team and try to scale it up. So we can, hopefully get some people behind it to, make it a bigger production. But yeah, that's how it came about, man. We just always take photos, and, it happened to spawn into an actual, little docuseries that people seem to enjoy.
Yeah, I was checking it out. Y'all dynamic together is what brings it together, though. Y'all
cool.
It's a good look.
That's good. I appreciate that. Like a little Martin and Gina,
right? Exactly. So y'all, but both y'all being so creative, what's the dynamic like in the house with all the creativity? Like, y'all feed off each other as far as your music and with her film and stuff?
Well, I'll be honest with you, because we're both creative. When it comes to like the music, we've bumped heads a number of times. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. When we started creating music, basically, like, so Christelle, she also can do music too, and she can sing and stuff, and she can write. She's awesome with the pen. And one of the things that drew me to her was because, she also did music. So she sent me songs when I lived in Cali, and she was here in Atlanta. I'm like, man, this song is hot. So we have songs that we kind of worked on before we got together. That's just like in the vault, just kind of chilling. Because there are more songs about the relationship and love between me and her, and we haven't really found a pocket to release that yet. But at some point we will.
So she's pursuing it too?
What'd you say?
She's pursuing it too, the music?
That's the thing. My wife, she's not really driven to be an artist like that. She likes to do it, right? But she's not really driven to be like an artist full-fledged. But yeah, when we get in the studio, we'll be right over here. We do bump heads because this is, I'm the master of my ship, right? This is my lane. And for her, she's also very like, headstrong when it comes to stuff. So we'll be here kind of going back and forth and like, no, we're not going to put it there, but no, let's put this here. Oh, sing it like this. I'm telling you, it sounds good. Just listen to it. Hear the take. The take sounds good. No, I want to do it again. Or like, no, why are you doing that? Don't layer it. Like, it's like we go back and forth. However, the last record, I'm not sure you got a chance to hear the record Confidence.
Yeah, I did.
That was
part of the question.
Yeah, man. So that song came, she was in here working, and she showed me like just some of the skeletons she did, and I was like, this is really cool. I like this. And for some reason, like, we started to work together. We kind of built like a cadence while we working in the studio, like I'm recording her, we're going back and forth. She's like, we're writing together. And I think from the creation of Confidence, it kind of set up a platform for us to write together. And we work a lot better now together. because now I understand her as an artist more, or when she gets into that vibe, and she understands me as an artist too. So we work a lot better. But before, we couldn't get in here to do a song for nothing. I'm telling you, for nothing, man. Like she would, like even if we did a song, and because there was this one song, I actually have a number of songs already out where she happened to add vocals for like texture. I'm like, can you put a I need your texture, I need your vocals. And she'll be like, why you turn me all the way down? I'm not turned up. People can't hear me on there.
That's how y'all talk about that in the show too.
Yeah, she's like, why you turn me down? I'm like, listen, it's for the texture. They're not supposed to hear you peek out of poke out like that. But it's fun, man. I love creating with her, and especially now I'm working on a new project. So I'm in the very infant stages of this new project, but like I'm running things by her now. I love what she kind of brings, what she brings to the table. So yeah.
So and you guys also you created an app called Endure. Can you speak on that? What's that all about?
Yeah, so we kind of had to close and door. Initially the app was about celibacy. We were, two believers getting together, wanting to be married, and we thought, hey, maybe we should be able to share some of our experiences and kind of to help, people, with being celibate. But then we got married, and then, life kind of happened, and then we were like, do you still want to do this? And it was like, we're kind of not celibate anymore. So, at first it was, we had good intentions for it.
Yeah.
But creating an app in itself is very, not only is it challenging, but it's also very expensive.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. So we just didn't see the big value in pushing it, forward as much as we wanted to. So we still own the name and all of that stuff. We just kind of got that project on pause for right now.
Think so?
Yeah. Yeah, we would have wanted to, but I think the wedding funds came in.
Yeah.
And then it kind of took us out.
Had to pick and choose.
Like, all right, wedding where we can, make love on the God's graces, or
exactly.
No brainer.
Exactly. So tell you, we're gonna get into another video. We'll be right back with my man Kennis Clark.
Sure.
This is a DAB.
I can feel the sun rays. Wake up in the morning on a Sunday. Walking down the aisle like a runway. Yes, I gotta smile cause I'm okay. I usually drive the fast lane. My friends gas me up like a propane. Yes, I got your back is what they all claim. Yes, I got your back is what they all claim.
Ooh, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with you. Time and time again, you had mercy on me. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with you. Time and time again, you had mercy.
Life is perfect, life is worth it. Experience the best teacher. Truth will surface, the next leader is you. No more black and blue, no more bruises, no more scars, no more feeling like you're useless. You done your dirt now, you're safe by God's grace. I see your nightmare, cause I was once there. Better places yet to come. I hear trumpets and drums, I feel the wind breeze. Peace will overcome like jet speed.
Jet speed, I am free, praise the King, I believe he delivered me from all of my wrong. Won't he do it? I thought I was done, but won't he do it? Call me juggernaut, cause I'm running through it. Running through it, been through it, God knew it. Didn't let me fall, I done gone through it. He's flowing through my heart and it's so fluid. He tells me where to go when to go do it. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with you. Time and time again, you had mercy on me. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with you. Time and time again, you had mercy on me.
Life is like cold rain. You gotta keep walking, watch your brother change. I'ma keep shining like a gold chain. Time and time again, you have mercy on me. Life is like cold rain. You gotta keep walking, watch your brother change. I'ma keep shining like a gold chain. Time and time again, you have mercy
Lord, I
on
know
me.
Back once again with Kennis Clark. So give me something off your bucket list, bro.
Off my bucket list?
Yes, sir.
Oh, hit me with the bucket list. Okay. Wow. Hold on. Man, I would love, it's crazy, but a part of me, I kind of want to go skydiving.
Everybody says that. Everybody
Man,
says
I
that.
think that's the most extreme thing you can do that I kind of want to do it though. Like, I feel, I mean, as long as the parachute works, I mean, obviously.
That's the reason why I won't go, because I'm not
try to pull that parachute like. But I think I would love to feel that freedom, you know, just seeing all of that and just falling, just feeling that. I would love to do it. I think it would be exhilarating. I think it would be super exciting. I think I would value life that much more once I land. You know what I mean? Like, I love my life. You know? But yeah, I would want to do that. That's one thing off of the bucket list. You know, that's one thing I would love to do. I think another thing, man, I would love to be able to buy my mother a home. You know, like, hey mom, this is your home, this is your house. You know, you right over here. I can get to you in time. You know, and I think that's one thing. That's another thing. And then I think another thing that's more like bucket list, man. I would love to. I mean, it's not really a bucket list because I can always do that. But you know, you ever see those videos of Vienna, Italy, where they're like on the boat and they're like, I would love for me and my wife to be on one of those boats, just kind of drifting through Italy. You know, while the guys playing the cello on the boat, just eating the fresh, the best pasta you can find. You know,
that.
that's a bucket list thing too. But yeah, that's what I have so far.
That's what's up. So what's next for you, man?
So I got a few more singles coming out. I can't release the feature names yet. I do have a really awesome feature coming. So, you know, in Jesus' name, everything will pan out and we'll have a record together. I mean, this lovely young lady. But I have a new single coming out soon. It's called Come Through. And then some more music after that. And then, you know, next year I'm looking to release the project. So I'm looking to release the AWOL 2. So if you heard AWOL 1, you understand why I called it AWOL. And AWOL 2 is just going to be a different feel. And I'm excited for that one too.
That's what's up. So this is the part of the show where we give you a chance to sound off. If you got anything, any inspirational thing you want to say, if you want to send a shout out to anybody, you want to promote your music or anything, the floor is yours.
Yes, sir. All right, cool. Well, first off, I want to shout out to you, Frederick, for bringing me on to the show. You know, I love what you're doing, man. And it's just a blessing and honor to be here and be able to share and just, you know, chop it up with you, man, and talk some kingdom business and just to connect and talk as just, you know, brothers of faith, man. For everyone out there who might be watching and you are doing some type of Christian content or Christian creativity or Christian music or whatever it is, just know that God's called you to do it in such a way for you to be authentic. Okay, so don't try to do it like anybody else. God's placed something specifically in you that's going to reach the people that he has set for you to reach. So continue to walk with God, continue to grow, continue to tap into who he is and who he's called you to be in his word. And the people that will be inspired by you will see that you are just following Jesus and you're doing what your calling is. People will know, people can see and know. So just be authentic, man, and just know that God is going to take you exactly where he's going to take you. And if God is taking me somewhere, I'd rather be where he's taking me versus where I might try to be taking myself.
Amen.
You know?
So with that being said, thank you for being on the show, bro. You got to place it anytime you want. So we look forward to dropping your videos out the new album when they drop. Yes, sir. And this has been another episode of Vantage Point. As always, your host, MC Sonrize Music, my man, Kennis Clark. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.
Sorry that I gotta do this, but yeah, I think it's time we break up. Can't really take this fake love, can't really deal with a fake, no. Everything you talk is so far from the truth, and it's no longer what I want. Didn't wanna go back to the club, told you last year that I had enough. Focused on the Lord, why can't you leave me alone? I'm telling you it's time to go. You can take that personal, take it up with my Savior while I'm living my life for Jesus Christ. Why they mad that he saved me now? The enemy probably gon' try some. Living my life for Jesus Christ. I just wanna be better, just wanna be good. Living my life for Jesus Christ. Why they mad that he saved me now? The enemy probably gon' try some. Living my life for Jesus Christ. I just wanna be better, just wanna be good. Just wanna be good. Real talk, no capping. Had a convo with the captain. I didn't know better back then. Spinning my wheels, no traction. I thought what I want came straight from you. I was young and confused, knowing that I should've did this, but I really did that. Try to make me walk away from God, but I walk right back. You put me in a crazy situation, you don't care, that's why I'm living my life for Jesus Christ. Why they mad that he saved me now? The enemy probably gon' try something.